Good evening and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Newberg High School Class of 2020. I'm pretty sure that none of us would have imagined that even just 3 months ago, we would be here like this celebrating the Class of 2020. But here we are, and we could not be more excited to celebrate you as our seniors, the Class of 2020, here tonight. Although the events of the last couple months have stolen much of the attention away from you and deprived you of many of the traditional celebrations that you would have been eagerly anticipating for a long time, it cannot take away all that you have accomplished and achieved over the past 13 years as both individuals as well as a class as a whole. And tonight, our hope is to highlight those accomplishments and reward you with the one thing that has been hanging over your head for the past 13 years, your high school diploma. So, I guess that's enough chit-chat from me. Let's do this. As we begin tonight's celebration, we are excited to share in what has become a tradition at Newberg High School graduation ceremonies over the past several years. Our very own Vocal Point has prepared a virtual rendition of the song, The New World. Under the direction of Mr. Matthew Fletcher, it is my honor to introduce Vocal Point.
A new world calls across the sky. A new world whispers in the shadows. Time to fly. Time to fly. It's about one moment, the moment before it all becomes clear. And that one moment, you start to believe there's nothing to fear.
It's about 1 second, and just when you're on the verge of success, the sky starts to change,
And the wind starts to blow.
Stranger, there's no explaining where you stand, and you didn't know that you sometimes have to go round an unexpected bend, and the road will end. A new world
calls for me to follow. A new world waits for my reply. A new world holds me to a promise. Standing by.
It's about one moment. That moment you think you know where you stand, but in that one moment, the things that you're sure of slip from your hands.
And you've got 1 second to try to be clear, to try to stand tall, but nothing's the same. And the wind starts to blow.
And oh, you're suddenly a stranger in some completely different land. And you thought you knew, but you didn't have a clue that the surface sometimes cracks to reveal the tracks to a new world.
On the coast, my lover, sure you believe it.
You get a pool in the past.
When the earthquake hits and the bank closes in,
Then you realize you didn't know anything. Nobody told you the best way is here when the wind starts to blow.
And all your
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher, and thank you to Vocal Point for that performance. I know it's not easy to pull off a virtual performance like that, so well done. Next, I would like to introduce Newberg High School Principal Tammy Irian as she comes to the podium to address the class of 2020.
Good evening and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020, the 109th graduating class from Newberg High School. We appreciate everyone joining us tonight in celebrating this exceptional graduating senior class. My name is Tammy Irian and I am the principal at Newberg High School. It is an honor to address the class of 2020, undoubtedly the most memorable class in the history of Newberg High School. I stand alongside family, friends, and the Newberg community in honoring our seniors and their accomplishments over the past 4 years of high school. More importantly, I honor our seniors for what they have endured for the past 3 months and extend my deep admiration for these young men and women for how they have navigated the end of their senior year. You, seniors, are remarkable individuals. Joining me tonight to celebrate the class of 2020 are Brandy Penner, Newberg School District Board Chair. Dr. Joe Morlock, Superintendent of Newberg School District. Mark Brown, Assistant Principal of Newberg High School. And Eric Carlson, teacher at Newberg High School and recipient of this year's Senior Choice Award. I want to take this moment to recognize all of the teachers, counselors, coaches, mentors, volunteers, administrators, and support staff that have guided and encouraged this class through their entire K-12 school experience. While most of these individuals are unable to celebrate with you in person, they are holding you close in their hearts tonight and rejoicing in your accomplishments. Graduating seniors, along your educational journey, these educators have supported your personal dreams, challenged you to improve, and encouraged you to take advantage of your unique strengths. I am sure all of you have an educator or several educators in mind who have inspired you to reach your potential and will continue to as you stretch toward your personal dreams and aspirations. I encourage you to reach out to those individuals and remind them of the impact they've had on your educational experience. These individuals have helped shape who you are and how you have navigated school, life, and more importantly, these past few months. I also want to acknowledge those who have been instrumental in supporting our graduating seniors through much more than just their school experience. I want to extend much gratitude to all the mothers, fathers, grandparents, guardians, and family members who have helped guide these exceptional young people. Your unconditional love, sacrifice, and continual encouragement built a foundation enabling all of these graduates to succeed in school. Graduating seniors, please take some time over the coming days and weeks to show appreciation to your family members. Most importantly, I want to recognize our graduating seniors. This is a great time for you to be reflective and thankful to those who supported you, but it is also a time for you to reflect on how hard you've worked, how much you've accomplished, how much you have learned, and how much you have grown. In a moment, Mark Brown will highlight the accomplishments of our seniors, and we are so proud of each and every one. But there is so much more to this class than what they've accomplished during their 4 years of high school. Yes, today we celebrate our valedictorians and salutatorians, district, state, and national champions, scholarship recipients, artists, and musicians. But there is something special about this class, and I would be remiss if I didn't explain what I meant by that. You see, this senior class is extraordinary. They are the class of 2020, and for the past few months, our seniors have been celebrated locally and nationally through Instagram, Facebook, and multiple media outlets. It is no coincidence that these individuals are graduating during a global pandemic because they are fierce, resilient, strong, and destined for greatness. And from the moment they walked onto campus in September, this group was prepared to leave their legacy at Newberg High School. They entered with a quiet confidence, a genuine excitement to experience their senior activities, and a desire to make this their year. There was noticeably a strong sense of community among them, and they wanted to instill that sense of community to those who came after them. They were fearless and always up for an adventure. I won't forget the first assembly of the year when our entire staff performed a surprise dance for our students. The freshmen were in a little bit of shock, the sophomores looked a little bit confused, and the juniors played it cool. But the seniors were elated, and many didn't hesitate to jump out of the bleachers and participate with the staff. They were, as we like to say, all in. I walked by a senior at the end of the dance, thanked him for joining in on the dance, and he said, "Hey, it's our senior year. We only get to be seniors once, so why not?" I also won't forget the joy of watching our student section at events, cheering on their classmates and celebrating victories with them. And how can I forget the boisterous chants of Jared's mustache and the laughter coming from the crowd. Class of 2020, thank you for contributing positively to our school culture. You added great value to Newberg High School, and you left your legacy here despite the abrupt end to your year and the senior events that you didn't get to experience. I'm so sorry for those missed opportunities. You deserve so much more, and I hope that the adversity you've experienced recently translates into blessings beyond what you could imagine on your journey beyond high school. Seniors, I want to leave you with a few thoughts as you close this chapter of your life and prepare for another. First, I am incredibly proud of all that you've accomplished during your time here. Undoubtedly, your experiences at Newberg High School have helped shape the person that you've become. The past several months have strengthened you, made you resilient, and prepared you for trials that may come your way. But this is just the beginning. There is so much more that awaits you, and those experiences will continue to shape you for years to come. This is my advice to you. Find yourself. Discover who you are, and don't let anyone define that for you. Embrace the unique qualities that make you, well, you. E.E. Cummings was a 20th century poet who experimented with poetic form and language to create his own personal style. He was unconventional and is still regarded as one of the most innovative artists of his time. Just shy of his 60th birthday, Cummings published a piece of work called A Poet's Advice to Students, hoping to impart wisdom to students on the subject of art, life, and the courage of being yourself. I think he captures what I'm trying to say and what I hope you will embrace as you enter a bigger and more complex world. He says, to be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best, day and night, to make you everybody else, means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. Please continue to be who you are, because who you are is pretty phenomenal. You are more ready than you know for the great things ahead. The accomplishment of graduating opens many doors for you and is only the beginning of a great journey. I encourage you to take this time to recognize and reflect upon your own accomplishments and to continue working toward your hopes and dreams. Don't forget who you are or who you aspire to be. Don't forget where you come from, and don't forget, we love you and we are so very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Arian, and yes, I echo everything she said. We love you and we are proud of you. Now, at this time, we would like to recognize several of our students who are graduating with various honors and have shown excellence in their academic pursuits during their time at Newberg High School. First, I would like to recognize our exchange students. This year, NHS hosted 6 exchange students from Germany, Italy, Japan, and Thailand. Although some had their stay here cut short due to COVID-19, we are so thankful that we were able to get to spend as much time with them as we did. During graduation, exchange students are recognized by their red, white, and blue honor cords. Congratulations to all of our foreign exchange students. You will forever be members of Newberg Nation. Our second recognition focuses on students who have earned college credit during their time at Newberg High School. Students have had the opportunity to earn college credit through AP classes, dual credit classes, online classes, or by taking classes at a local college or university. Students have earned credit in the areas of advanced mathematics, computer-aided design, horticulture, robotics, computer integrated manufacturing, welding, performing arts, English literature, social studies, and more. Congratulations to all students who have earned college credit. Well done. Newberg High School awards a diploma with academic honors to students who earn a 3.5 grade point average or higher, meet Oregon University system entrance requirements, and complete 28 credits through a rigorous course study, including 4 credits of language arts with at least 2 at the advanced level, 4 credits of math with at least 1 at the advanced level, 4 credits of science with at least 1 at the advanced level, 3 credits of social studies with at least 2 at the advanced level, and 3 credits of a second language. Honors diploma recipients are recognized by their gold honors cord. Congratulations to all students who are graduating with an honors diploma. We are proud of you and the academic excellence you have achieved. National Honor Society is an organization of students who embody and model outstanding scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Upon selection for membership, these students have maintained a 3.5 grade point average or higher while continuing to demonstrate leadership, service, and character in the school and community. National Honor Society members are recognized by their silver honor cords. Congratulations to all graduating seniors who have been inducted as members of the Newberg High School's chapter of the National Honor Society. Several of our students will be continuing their learning as members of one of the branches of the military. We honor their sense of duty and commitment to service. To all of our students who are enlisting in the armed forces, thank you for your commitment and dedication to serving our country. We also have several members of the class of 2020 who plan to enter the workforce. Some will be enrolling in trade schools or apprenticeship programs, while others will be actively beginning careers in various fields. To all of our students who are beginning their careers, we wish you the best of luck and can't wait to see all of the incredible things that you will accomplish. We are so incredibly proud of you. Each year, several organizations award scholarships to Newberg High School graduates to support them in continuing their education beyond high school. We are extremely grateful for the ongoing and continued support for our students from local businesses, nonprofit organizations, foundations, and individual families. This is a great example of what an amazing community we are blessed to live in. Thank you to all of the local organizations and groups that have awarded scholarships to members of the class of 2020. Next, we would like to recognize and introduce our class salutatorians and valedictorians. The class salutatorians have earned the highest unweighted grade point average below a 4.0 while completing the requirements for an honors diploma. Salutatorians wear a white stole in recognition of this honor. Congratulations to Macy Showalter, Emma Mabry, and Della Thurman on being the Newberg High School Class of 2020 salutatorians. Class valedictorians have earned a perfect unweighted 4.0 grade point average while completing all requirements for an honors diploma. Valedictorians wear a gold stole in recognition of this honor. This year, we are proud to have 17 valedictorians in the class of 2020. Congratulations to Annika Selke, Paul Sperling, Brandon Barlow, Madison Korkiakowski, Leah Reed, Nathan Waldall, Claire Novak, Adam Broche, Hunter Milan, Osmond Evans, Kenna Roth, Ryan Harbor, Caitlin Stilp, Weston Vaughn, Jonathan Jacobs, Elise Lamb, and Catherine Lawson. Congratulations to all of you on this outstanding academic accomplishment. And I'm super excited because the class of 2020 valedictorians have prepared a message for their classmates. So please join me as we now hear a message from the valedictorians in the Newberg High School class of 2020.
We as people often find ourselves asking why. Why do we do the things we do? As students, we are constantly told to ask these things and give quick 15-minute responses that fit the boundaries laid out in a rubric. However, only through a great deal of personal thought may we actually realize our motivations. The question, the why, we want to ask you today is, what do you want? We often spend our time considering only what the people around us want, what our parents, our friends, our teachers, our bosses, and others want. Throughout high school, we have all discovered an exceptional amount of things about ourselves, but this basic question is often overlooked. In this speech, we want to explore that why and the different experiences that have shaped us into the people we are today.
Friday, March 13th was our last day of school, but we didn't even know it yet. We expected to just go home for 2 weeks and come back, but little did we know the whole entire senior class would never be able to have another day of school at Newberg High School again. This was a huge eye-opener for myself and I think for the rest of the senior class. It made us realize how thankful and grateful we are for the amazing Newberg community that has come around and supported us in the last 4 years and especially in the last couple months. So I just wanted to say on behalf of the senior class, thank you to all the coaches, administrators, teachers, staff, parents, and peers that have supported us throughout these past couple months.
My experience with Newberg High School was bearable, but it definitely wasn't the indie movie I thought it would be. I remember watching The Perks of Being a Wallflower and expecting to find a group of cool cats as soon as I walked in, but that's far from reality. I hung around kids I didn't really like, and it took me until the end of my junior year to understand that the only thing worse than feeling alone is being with people who made me feel alone. Thankfully, though, I found individuals who mean the world to me. Audrey Scott, my slime, is the best friend that I've ever had. Thanks to my acquaintance Molly, Audrey and I became ride or dies within 3 days. Since gaining this friendship, I realized that I shouldn't exhaust myself over people who diminish my worth. I genuinely could not give you an idea about how to balance chemical equations or how to cite authors in texts, but I can tell you that you are human and you are invaluable. The company you keep should always recognize that.
As we enter high school, society laid out the highlights of our high school lives. Homecoming, Friday night football games, concerts, plays, prom, and so many more of these pivotal points that would create the deepest and most significant memories of high school. Many of us dreamt of these moments and anticipated these days for months or even years in advance. I'm here to say that these moments were in fact great. However, I am also trying to tell you that these moments aren't everything. I want to take this time to really emphasize the significance of the little moments in life, the moments that contribute to the overall experience. As I look back, I don't remember my freshman homecoming dance or what happened during my championship game, but what I do remember are the late night bonfires at the beach, the bus rides with my teammates, and the off-campus lunches with my friends. These are the little moments that we all share and all have fond memories of. What I have especially realized these past 4 years is that time flies by in a blink of an eye. So as we all go on our own paths, be it college, the workforce, or the military, we will always have the temptation of looking forward to the big moments in life. But what I want to leave you with is that hindsight is 2020. And while the biggest moments will come, it's truly the little moments with friends and family that truly hold the most significant memories and are often the most overlooked. So embrace the time you have and enjoy the little moments of life.
Enjoy your successes through life. You've earned them. You put in the work, you pushed through the times when you wanted to give up, when you stopped caring, when the work felt so hard that success no longer felt like a just validation. You did it. With that being said, while a report card with straight A's looks nice, and a bank account that looks like a phone number looks even better, no matter the success, there was always somebody who helped you achieve it somewhere along your journey. Somebody who believed in you when you gave up on yourself. Somebody who forced you to keep going, even when you wanted to quit. So to all of those people in my life, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I couldn't have done this without you. So class of 2020, what I ask of you is 2 things. The first is to be that person in the lives of those around you. Be the parent, the coworker, the boss, the friend, who will always be there for the people around them. I have a suspicion that helping others reach their dreams will not only lead you to more success, but a more fulfilled life as a whole. The second is to appreciate those people in your life. Those are the people who truly care about you. There's no greater feeling than sharing the success with those who helped you achieve them. Be grateful for those people and never let them go.
I could tell you my own high school story and how I managed to survive through it all, but everyone has their own unique story. I know that these valedictorian speeches are not going to be the typical speeches you hear, but we're used to the atypical by now. I also know that these past few months have been full of false information, fear for family and friends, and concern for parts of our state, country, and world. However, I want to say one of the biggest mistakes that I'm seeing people make, including myself, is giving up. Going back to March 13th, we all thought it was a normal day. In fact, I don't remember much about it at all. As a high school graduate, you're supposed to remember that last day. However, we did not get that chance. I want people to see that COVID-19 is only a change in circumstance. This does not mean you stop. I've been through many trials of scary moments in my life, and I want people to know that if life is going to be hard, which it's going to be, you need to play harder. Class of 2020, there are going to be more upsets in life, but those upsets are opportunities to prove who you are. Life is going to throw you curveballs, but it's how you react to those curveballs that show your true character. This class of 2020 graduates is a diverse group of individuals that I'm proud to be a part of. I get to see millions of students throughout the world come together as one to fight through everything. Keep in mind, though, that these 4 years full of hard work, late nights, dances, sport events, plays, concerts, and fun are only 4 years of your entire life. We came in as nervous freshmen, but now we are leaving stronger and better than we ever were. Thank you for all the memories, and thank you for letting me be a part of your high school story. I want to thank every student that gave me a smile, every teacher that helped me pass a class, and every time my parents gave me advice. Never give up on yourself, your aspirations, and especially your dreams. Last thing I want to say is the future is going to be uncertain, but remember that this pandemic has only made us stronger and more able to pursue happiness.
One of the most amazing things that I have done in high school was joining the ski team. It wasn't something I had always dreamed of doing, but it quickly became something that I looked forward to all year. The first time I ever raced, I remember standing in the starting gate, skis pointed down the slope, and I was terrified. The whole mountain was ahead of me, full of invisible challenges waiting to make me crash. I pushed through the gates like I had practiced, and in less than a minute, I was skidding to a stop at the bottom of the run. The mountain that had seemed so impossible from the top was behind me, and I made it across the finish line. High school has been quite the mountain, but here we are, standing across the finish line. I learned that sometimes you just have to start and trust that you'll make it where you need to go. We made it past this mountain, and the next one will look different for all of us, but I know that we will be ready for whatever comes next. There will be surprises along the way and challenges waiting to knock us down, but this class has proven that nothing will stop us from reaching that finish line.
The past 4 years have been a series of ups and downs for everyone. I feel that it has been hard for many of us to ever imagine graduating, even now. It feels daunting to look forward to the next steps of life, no matter what they may be. For some of us, that step is college, a trade school, or even the workforce. But we will never lose the memories we got from high school. The best advice I can give you all is to live with no regrets. Don't overwork yourselves for the rest of your lives. I am thankful that I am standing here with the opportunity to speak to you, but becoming valedictorian was hard work. I regret missing out on a lot of experiences in high school because I was so focused on this goal. Don't follow my example as we continue our separate directions in life. Work your hardest, but always remember to put yourself first. Don't be so caught up in the work that you miss out on life.
On behalf of the class of 2020, I wanted to start by thanking everyone that has gotten us through the past 18 years, our families, for loving and supporting us and dealing us for our entire childhood, encouraging us to wake up every day in the morning, even when we felt that we couldn't. And our teachers and staff at Newberg High for never giving up on us, even when we felt as if we failed for the last time. Your dedication and sacrifices have not been overlooked, and for that, we thank you and we love you. And most importantly, I wanted to thank my fellow classmates, because without every single one of you, I would have never been able to be where I am today. And today, I just want to ask you one question, and its answer is by far the most important lesson I've ever learned. So here it goes. What is the meaning of life? You would think that would be an easy question to answer. I mean, our lives center around a single question. But it's not, and it's not something that some book or video can answer for us. Now, I cannot answer for all of you, but I can answer for myself. For me, the purpose of life is happiness, because when it all comes down to it, all of our actions and behaviors will make us happy or unhappy. Sometimes we do things that make us unhappy, just because we think it would make us happy in the end. Nobody likes to practice for sports or study for tests, but if we do good enough, we can make it to that big game or to that great college. Now, this is important because we're going to go out on our own for the first time, and there's going to be so many different things that we're going to need to think about that we previously never thought about. There's going to be times when we feel stressed and so overwhelmed that we feel like we put ourselves in a hole that we could not get ourselves out of. We get so caught up in trying to achieve the goals that we strive for ourselves to be that we forget most of our happiness comes from us. The good news is that it's fixable, but we cause it. We are so focused on going through the process of being successful that we become so unhappy and so stressed to the point it's just not worth it. The point of life is the journey of life. And if we're not enjoying the journey, then we're not going to enjoy the end goal. In all my years of being alive, I've learned that it's more important not to accomplish your goals that you set for yourself, but only as long as you're having fun doing it. I don't know all of your individual stories or how much you've been hurt by them, but I do know is this: you're still here. We were being born around the time of the tragic events of 9/11, and now we're graduating with a global pandemic that has changed our lives forever, and we're still here. Despite all of the obstacles that have stood in our way, and all the people that have betrayed us, have hurt us, have made us want to fail and give up, we are still here. Even though our generation is going to be known as the most loneliness, most divided, and most hurt and damaged, we're still here. And that's why we are going to be known for generations to come as the class of perseverance, because we never give up, even against all the stacking odds against us. Despite all of our extremely difficult lives and experiences, all of our stories have brought us to this very point, here at graduation. We are still here, and this is not the end, but merely the beginning of our lives. We are the class of 2020, the class of perseverance, and we can do anything.
The stories of every individual are what make the class of 2020 and all groups of people special. We all come from unique backgrounds, families, and experiences. However, the thing that unites us as the class of 2020 today is our arrival here. Through all adversity and hardship, we are taking the next step in our lives. But the question remains as to why. Nobody can tell you what your motivation is or what you want out of life. But we hope that you leave today with the experiences and lessons that tell you who you are and what you want out of life.
Again, congratulations to our valedictorians, our salutatorians, and to all of our students who are graduating with some sort of honor. Beginning last year, we started a new way of selecting who would give the commencement address to the graduating class. Over the past few weeks, we asked seniors to nominate and then vote for a staff faculty member who has made a positive impact on this class over the past 4 years. There were numerous staff members nominated and some amazing stories and examples of how our staff has impacted the lives of these seniors to help motivate, inspire, and shape them into who they are today. The staff member who was selected was nominated by many different seniors with several reasons as to why he was the best fit to address the class this evening. This staff member has taught at Newberg High School for 31 years and, after this school year, will be turning in his keys to join his wife in their much-deserved and well-earned retirement. Although he has been here for a long time, he continues to be a student favorite. The energy and enthusiasm he brings to the classroom each and every day is unmatched. He is the recipient of this year's Senior Choice Award and is wearing a graduation gown signed by the members of the class of 2020. Seniors, it is my honor to welcome the class of 2020's Senior Choice Award winner, Mr. Eric Carlson.
Mr. Carlson here. Hi, everybody. It could be Mr. Carlson. It could be Carlson. I get that a lot. That's good. It could be Coach Carlson, because I had the opportunity to coach many of you in tennis or in football. Or it could be, who's the guy upstairs with the white hair? Because I didn't get a chance to work with all of you or teach all of you. But first of all, thank you very much for selecting me to be the faculty spokesman. It's a high honor to address you, the class of 2020. And I'd like to apologize first for kind of the shaggy COVID, kind of unkempt look that I have. Usually I'm a little bit more put together, but it's that COVID time, and I don't know what's going on with all this stuff, but bear with me as we get through here. So again, thanks for picking me. And I remember my graduation many years ago, and for most graduation speeches, you don't remember a thing. You know, I can't remember a word. I asked my wife today, do you remember? She goes, I don't remember a thing. So hopefully, maybe you can take one little thing. If not, I understand. But I thought about how I wanted to talk to you guys and what I wanted to say. First of all, congratulations on your achievement, 13 years of schooling. It's a process. It's you got to jump through hoops. You got to do work. You got to show up, and you guys did it. You had some adversity here towards the end for sure, but I really want to congratulate you and your parents. They were with you all the way, and so it is a great achievement. We hope you have other great achievements. We hope this isn't I hope this isn't the pinnacle of your life, but it is one achievement that is noteworthy, important as you move on to the other parts of your life. You guys are obviously a lot smarter than I am, because it's taken me 31 years to move on from Newberg High School, and it took you guys only 4 years. So obviously, you guys know something I don't know, but it has been a pleasure to teach you. Now, 2 years ago, when I had a lot of you in class, you guys were talking about, hey, wouldn't it be great to go out together and walk across the stage together? And I said, yeah, that'd be great, but that was 2 years ago. You guys actually remembered that, and so we kind of get to do that. We're both going out during a weird time, but we're going out together just like you talked about 2 years ago. Now, I've really enjoyed my time at Newberg High School, obviously, if I'd stayed here for that long. And I've enjoyed almost all the students and teaching the classes and everything that goes on with teaching. And you're not supposed to have favorite groups, so I'm not going to say you're my favorite group, but just maybe you were certainly one of the best groups I ever had the chance to work with, and there's some great individuals. I heard that list of valedictorians, and I had a pleasure of working with you, and very impressive group, and congratulations there. When we talked a couple of years ago about going out together and you guys getting your diplomas and I getting my cane out, we certainly didn't know we were going to be doing this during a pandemic, and that's a difficult thing. Now, you guys have been cheated out of some very interesting and some very popular parts of your senior year. And to a lesser extent, I feel the same way. I had some things I wanted to do towards the end, and it just didn't happen. And it kind of leads me into one of my points that I want to talk about, is that things are going to happen during your life. I have a little more perspective than all of you because of age and those things. But my first main point is attitude, and it's meant a lot to me. I got to play for people in college, and I got to be around people, and they always emphasize attitude. And it's important as we deal with this pandemic and how you deal with things that come up during life. There are going to be challenges. There's going to be obstacles. I guarantee you it's not just smooth sailing every day. So your attitude is key, and even today, as we deal with this situation, it's important. And there was a little quote that you may have heard, but I've really enjoyed this, and it's meant a lot to me over the years about attitude. It says, "We cannot change the past. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude." And that, you might not remember all the words of that or anything, but that's really stuck with me and helped me at various times, and maybe it'll help you also. One other time, I had the privilege of speaking to a graduating class. It's been a number of years now, and I brought up one of my songs that I like by an artist named James Taylor. Most of you have never heard of James Taylor. I've been to about 4 or 5 of his concerts. Yes, it does age me. He's still alive. I'll still go to another concert, but he had a song called "The Secret of Life is Enjoying the Passage of Time." And I spoke about that to another graduating class, and I think it's important, but as I reflected on that, I wanted to add one thing to that. And with the value of perspective, I would like to encourage you to also give back. Yes, you do want to enjoy your time, and that song still has meaning, the lyrics do, but also try to give back. I know that it doesn't have to be in a big, grand way. You don't have to cure the COVID vaccine, but if you can give something back to your community, to your school, to your world, I know that I feel good, and my wife, who was also a teacher, as we get to the end of our careers and reflected, we felt that in some small way, we were able to do that, and we feel good about that. I would also like to encourage you to think about that as you go on with your life. Also, a lot of you are going to be in the near future thinking about jobs and careers and majors in college and things like that. And that's important. And I said this recently, but I want to say it again. And it worked for me, and maybe it'll work for you, is try to think of something that you're interested in doing, something that fascinates you, that interests you, because you're going to do it a lot, and you're probably. And you can change your mind, but if you think about doing something and making it a career, if you're interested, that turns into a passion. And it's really not like going to work. I really haven't felt like I've been going to work that many times in 31 years that I've been here. I get to go talk about this, and I get to go talk about that, and I get to interact with you students, and I get to coach, and it really wasn't going to work because I was interested in what I was doing. I had a passion for it. If I was to ever get a compliment, and just once or twice a year, some kind student would give me a compliment, and it was usually like, "Oh, Mr. Carlson, I never liked history before. This was my least favorite class." But you were into it. You were passionate, and I could tell you really cared about it, and it got me into it, and I really enjoyed this class. And that's one of the compliments that meant a lot to me over the years, and that was always appreciated. So, and it wasn't, I didn't have to try. It came naturally. A few years ago, I walked out of my room upstairs. A lot of you know where my room is. I walked out of there giving obviously a great lecture on something, and then I ran into the then principal, and he said, and I was whistling, and I was going to football practice. And he said, "Why are you so happy?" And he just was wondering what was going on. And I said, "Geez, I just got to talk to these kids about history, and we had a great class period, and now I'm going to football practice. Why wouldn't I be happy?" And he goes, I get it. That makes sense." But he made me kind of put it in words, what I had been feeling kind of naturally. And that made an impact on me. Now, I have kind of talked earlier about life is full of challenges, and you're going to be experiencing a lot of things, some great things, but occasional challenges. And I want you to embrace sometimes when things get hard. And it could be a relationship is getting difficult, school, a job, maybe your training and the workouts are getting very difficult, and you kind of, I don't know if I can do this. And I've used this on my own kids, my own children, a couple times. It was another quote that I use quite a bit. I used it recently with my AP kids when they were getting ready to take the AP test. It was from a movie with Tom Hanks. It was A League of Their Own. And he was talking to a woman who said, "I can't do this anymore." And he turned around and he said, "It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great." And my own kids, my son was majoring in college. It was hard. He was a pre-med major. He called home, says, "I don't know if I can do this." I said, "Man, the hard is what makes it great." And I don't know if it really did anything for him, but I know that it didn't hurt. And he kind of embraced it. And it worked out in the long run. So that was a quote that I like. Now, because I am a history teacher, and most of you are going to be hearing this on June 5th, I have a quiz or a test for you. It's not very long. It's one question. It's June 5th. So the question is, and you can send me your answers, not all at once, what major world event was supposed to happen on June 5th, 1944, that's the giveaway, isn't it? But it happened one day later because of bad weather. I know a lot of you are saying, "Yeah, I got this. D-Day. I got this." So I gave you the answer. Sorry. Dang it. But you had it anyway. You guys are smart, so you had it anyway. Just a couple more things. One, if you had my class, you probably knew that Teddy Roosevelt was my favorite president, for what he did and what he said and what he didn't do and how he acted. And he had, I'm not going to read the whole quote, but he had my favorite quote. I had this quote. It was in my room. It was on tests, and it was "The man in the arena." And it's become a favorite quote. It's very long. I won't read the whole thing. But the gist of it is Roosevelt was encouraging people to dare greatly. He was a man of action. And it talks about be in the arena, actually do something. Don't worry about critics. Don't worry about those who pick at you. The person in there, person actually doing it, deserves the credit. And he said, your face will be marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends themselves in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if they fail, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So think about once in a while getting in the arena, doing your best. That's all you can do. I actually have a couple of friends, believe it or not, and occasionally they would call me lucky. They'd say, you're lucky, boy. You got your... And I never really thought about it much. I always said, you guys don't know what you're talking about. But a year ago, I started thinking about this a little bit more. Why are they saying that to me? Mr. Burke, you might know Mr. Burke, Timothy Richard Burke, the athletic director here, and a personal friend. At a faculty meeting a year ago, he said, if people have been here a while, why have you stayed so long? And I hadn't thought about it like he made me think about it. And the answer, once I thought about it, was pretty simple. It was mainly the students, mainly because I got to be around you. Jeez. The teachers that I got to be around, the students, the players I got to coach, that's why I stayed, because it was a great place to be. And if I was lucky in any way, I landed at Newberg High School, and it was a place I wanted to stay for 31 years. So that's the reason people like you, and in fact, some of you personally, are why I stayed. Now, I know you're not supposed to single people out, and so I will. Wow, that seems inappropriate. But you guys are all great. I mean, when I heard that list, I had so many great memories of all you, teaching you and being around you. But I've got to say, I got to give a few shout outs to like Tyler Takahashi. I mean, come on. You guys know him. And Lauren Griswold, my aide, and Tegan and McKenna and Ethan. Ethan, you know, I should not have removed you from class that day. I still feel bad about that. I think that's 98% on you, 10% on me. But, you know, you got to know your audience, and I slightly apologize for that. Olivia Ranum, you owe me a yardstick. It was your fault that I shattered it. I was trying to keep my composure, but you know, you can send me that or bring it by sometime. And there's one other person that I want to bring up, and you all know him, and I kind of have to explain a little bit that very often Brandon Barlow would come running up into my room and jump in, scare the heck out of me, and scream, "Mr. Carlson, I love you," at the top of his lungs. Well, we talked about inside voice and things, and I shook my head every time, and I grumbled, and I said, I know. But one thing I do want to say is that, Brandon, I really did like that. I just didn't want to admit it. In fact, my wife drew this sign. You are a special young man. Who wouldn't love someone screaming at the top of their lungs, "Mr. Carlson, I love you"? Well, I love you guys too. I love being part of Newberg Nation. Again, congratulations. I hope this didn't go too long. Keep up a good attitude, find your passion, dare greatly. And as I ended many of my classroom days, I would say, thanks for stopping by, class of 2020.
Well, thank you, Mr. Carlson. I know I speak for everyone in the class of 2020, as well as all students and staff faculty members at Newberg High School, when I say that we will miss having you on campus next school year. We're thankful that you're still going to stick around to help coach, but there will definitely be an empty void upstairs in the main building. We wish you the best in retirement, but more importantly, I wish you the best in this thing called grandparenting. So good luck. Now, at this time, I would like to welcome and introduce Newberg Public School Superintendent Dr. Joe Morlock as he shares a message with the class of 2020, but more importantly, as he recommends you to the school board for acceptance as graduates of Newberg High School.
All right. Congratulations to the class of 2020 and to your families and friends who supported you along the way. You are the class of 2020, a graduating class that will carry with it the storytelling opportunity of a lifetime. None of us, or at least most of us, graduated from high school in boring times. Yes, we had better music than you do, and yes, we had all-night grad parties, and yes, we got to sit in uncomfortable plastic chairs for an interminable amount of time waiting for our chance to stand in yet another queue to receive our diploma covers as somebody takes our photo and shakes our hand and we hear someone in the stands to give an embarrassing hoop or holler. But none of us got to graduate in the midst of a global pandemic flu. None of us got to figure out how to do distance learning, or not, in the last few weeks of high school. None of us got to choose cool face masks to wear to our events. And none of us will ever have those stories to tell. You are special, not boring like the rest of us. You are the class of 2020 in the time of a 100-year flu. You are the class of 2020 where people from all over the world celebrated you online, in newscasts, and yard signs and t-shirts and Instagram stories. In none of the graduating classes before yours did we have such an outpouring of hope and love and honor for the work you've done to get to this day. You should be proud to be the class of 2020, with an ending to a school year like none we have ever seen, nor most likely will ever see again. That makes you special, and we celebrate you here today. On behalf of the staff and administration of Newberg High School and Newberg School District 29J, I am pleased to present the graduating class of 2020 to our Board of Directors, Brandy Penner, Ron Mock, Bob Woodruff, Inez Pena, Brian Shannon, Rebecca Pyros, and Dave Brown. In doing so, I hereby certify that these students have successfully completed the requirements for a diploma as specified by the state of Oregon on this 5th day of June, 2020. Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations to your families and friends who share in this accomplishment with you. Congratulations to the not boring, full of stories to tell graduating class of 2020. Please welcome Brandy Penner, Chair of the Newberg School District Board of Directors, who will accept the class of 2020 on behalf of the board and the Newberg-Dundee community.
Having received Dr. Morlock's certification of your eligibility, it is my pleasure on behalf of the Board of Directors to accept the class of 2020 and award you with a Newberg High School, Newberg School District 29J diploma, certifying your graduation from Newberg High School in Newberg, Oregon on this, the 5th day of June, 2020. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you, Dr. Morlock and Chair Penner. Seniors, you are almost high school graduates. There is only one more official step in the process. To all of the seniors watching this, I'm going to give you just a little bit of time to grab your grad cap and put it on. Also, even though it might be a little bit awkward, I suggest you stand as we participate in the turning of the tassel. Also, if you are a parent, grandparent, guardian, friend, or who's ever in the room watching this with our seniors, this would be a great photo and video opportunity. In fact, if you take a photo or a video right now, we would ask you to please upload it to Instagram and Facebook and tag Newberg High School and Newberg Nation. We would love to see this. All right, I think I've wasted enough time, given everyone enough of a chance to grab their cap, put it on. To help take us across the finish line and officially make you high school graduates, two of our ASB student leaders, Claire Novak and Grace Umfleet, have prepared a video in which they will lead the class of 2020 in the turning of the tassel.
The turning of the tassel from right to left signifies the granting of the high school diploma and the completion of our high school education. Graduates, please stand so that together we can signify our graduation with the turning of the tassels.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the graduates of the Newberg High School Class of 2020. Congratulations, Class of 2020. We did it.
Thank you, Claire and Grace, and to all of you graduates, congratulations. As we bring this virtual graduation ceremony to a close, I want to thank those who have been instrumental in helping to make this, along with all of our other senior celebration events, possible. Huge thanks to our counselors who have worked hard over the past several days, weeks, months, and years to make sure that all of our seniors were on track for graduation. Huge shout out to Newberg High School and Newberg School District educators in every single role who have worked closely with and supported these seniors over the past 13 years. Thank you to Mr. Fletcher and Vocal Point for providing the musical entertainment this evening, and to Mr. Mike McConaughey for helping with the lights and the sound. Thank you to our graduation planning team members who had been working hard all year long to plan for these graduation ceremonies and events. Jessica Chaffee, Abby Budd, Ronnie Cook, Jordan Terrier Dobrioglou, and Sarah McKenzie. I would personally like to give a huge shout out, thanks, and recognition to Angela Kantz and Kaylee Tolley. They have gone above and beyond, especially during this school closure, to ensure that our senior class was properly celebrated in the best way possible. Thank you to Casey Hostetler and the production crew from Northwest Christian Church for volunteering their time and equipment to film, edit, and produce this virtual ceremony. We could not have done it without them, and we are so thankful for their partnership as a community member and supporter of Newberg High School. Additionally, thank you to all of our district and local community organizations and groups who rallied together, especially over the past few months, to support, love, and encourage this senior class. We in Newberg Public Schools and the Newberg-Dundee communities truly are better together. Thank you to all of the families of our seniors. Thank you for your patience and your understanding over the past few months as we had to completely shift and adjust our plans for not only how to do school, but also how to celebrate graduation. We know that it was frustrating, sad, and probably even maddening at times while we waited to see what would happen. But thank you for partnering with us to make sure we were able to do everything possible to the best of our ability to celebrate these seniors. And lastly, thank you to you, our seniors. Thank you for what you did over the past 4 years to make Newberg High School and Newberg Nation better than it was when you got here. Principal Arian, Superintendent Morlock, and Mr. Carlson have already highlighted many of your accomplishments and spoken about how you as a class overcame and persevered through this COVID experience. So I won't repeat all of that, but I do want to say thank you. And I hope you know how proud I, along with all other Newberg Nation faculty members, are of you. We are excited to see what the future holds for you. And although most of you can't wait to probably get out of Newberg and leave Newberg at this point in your life, we look forward to the day that you return, because our community needs people like you who are ready, willing, and able to make a positive impact on the lives of those around them. So, to the seniors, actually, I'm going to say it this way, to the graduates in the Newberg High School Class of 2020, you did it. Well done. We are so proud of you, and we love you.